They always said breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But what if they left out the part that matters most? For seniors, breakfast might also be the most dangerous, because the foods that once gave us energy in our 40s, the toast, the cereal, the juice, may now be the very things that quietly steal our strength, drain our muscles, and cloud our mornings. After the age of 60, the body changes. It doesn't process sugar the same. It loses protein faster. It becomes more sensitive to inflammation, to blood sugar spikes, to small mistakes made at the breakfast table. And yet most seniors still start their day with what they've always known: cereal, juice, a muffin, maybe some low-fat yogurt. They think it's a light or heart-healthy breakfast. But today, you will learn what's really happening behind the scenes and why the foods you trust might be working against you. In this video from Senior Wellness, we'll reveal the 4 worst breakfast foods seniors should never eat, and how they can quietly sabotage your muscles, your metabolism, and even your memory. Then, we'll introduce 4 powerful breakfast staples you can start using today. Foods that gently support digestion, strengthen aging muscles, and give you long-lasting energy from sunrise to sunset. But first, let's start with the worst offender of all. It's colorful, it's crunchy, it hides behind a cartoon on the box. It's probably in your pantry right now. The worst breakfast food number 1. Sugary breakfast cereals, a hidden sugar bomb that drains energy and weakens muscles for decades. Breakfast cereal has been marketed as the ideal morning meal. It's fast, it's easy, it tastes good, and for many seniors, it feels like a safe option. But let us be clear. Sugary cereals may be one of the worst choices you can make after 60. Most of these cereals are packed with refined sugars and simple carbs designed to spike your blood sugar quickly. That gives you a false burst of energy, followed by an even harder crash. And for seniors whose insulin sensitivity naturally declines with age, that sugar spike does more than just make you tired. It increases inflammation, accelerates muscle breakdown, and disrupts brain clarity. The worst part, these cereals are often stripped of protein, fiber, and healthy fats. 3 nutrients your aging body needs to stabilize energy, preserve lean muscle, and stay full longer. So what happens? You eat your cereal, you feel a jolt of energy, then mid-morning hits. You crash, you feel weak, maybe you crave more sugar and your muscles are quietly starving. Let me tell you about Harry Montgomery, a retired engineer from Grand Rapids, Michigan. At 76, Harry was always on the go. But he began noticing joint stiffness, brain fog, and fatigue that made even simple tasks feel heavier. His doctor asked about his diet, and Harry admitted to eating a bowl of sugary cereal every morning. It felt harmless. But lab work told another story. Unstable blood sugar, elevated inflammation markers, and signs of muscle loss. Harry made a simple change. He switched to a warm bowl of steel-cut oats, topped with walnuts and blueberries. In a few weeks, his morning energy returned. His walks felt easier. His focus came back. The cereal wasn't just a sweet treat. It had been quietly pulling him down for years. Why sugary cereals are so harmful after 60. Refined sugars give spike insulin, increase inflammation. Lack of protein and fiber doesn't sustain energy, accelerates muscle loss. Artificial ingredients confuse the gut, worsen digestion, and cravings. And when blood sugar spikes, the body turns catabolic. It means instead of building muscle, it starts breaking it down. For seniors already facing sarcopenia, this is a disaster. The simple swap that makes all the difference, instead of reaching for a sugar-loaded box of flakes. Try this: steel-cut or rolled oats for steady energy. Add chia seeds or ground flax for fiber and omega-3s south. Top with berries for antioxidants. Add a handful of almonds or walnuts for healthy fat and plant protein. This isn't just about calories. It's about fueling your muscles, feeding your cells, and giving your body a breakfast it can truly use. Because the cereal aisle, it's not made for seniors. It's made for shelf life and marketing. But your strength, that's not something to be gambled with. Stick with us, because in the next section, we'll expose the second breakfast habit that's quietly weakening muscles across America. And it might be sitting right next to your morning coffee. Well, stay with us. It's bright, it's cold, it often comes with your breakfast, right beside your toast and eggs. And for decades, we've believed it's the healthy choice. But if you're over 60, this one drink could be quietly draining your muscles, disrupting your energy, and setting you up for a crash before the day has even begun. We're talking about fruit juice. Yes, even the kind that says 100% natural on the label.
Yes.
The worst breakfast food number 2. Fruit juice. A. Sugar-laden start that destroys energy and muscles, let's be honest. Fruit juice sounds like the perfect way to start the morning. Orange juice for vitamin C, apple juice for a touch of sweetness, grape juice, cranberry juice, the list goes on. But here's the truth. Most fruit juices are sugar bombs in disguise. When you drink fruit juice, especially store-bought varieties, you're reconsuming all the sugar of the fruit without any of the fiber that would slow it down. That means your blood sugar spikes fast. For a senior body that's already less efficient at handling glucose, that spike is dangerous. It leads to a quick surge of energy, followed by a sharp crash. You feel tired, sluggish, maybe even dizzy, and your muscles, they begin to suffer. Because when your blood sugar crashes, your body prioritizes stabilizing glucose, not preserving lean tissue. In fact, this sugar surge followed by drop pattern is directly linked to accelerated muscle breakdown, weight gain, and even increased inflammation. Gloria's story, a sweet habit with sour consequences. Gloria Thomas, 70, was a retired nurse from Toledo, Ohio. Every morning, she drank a tall glass of orange juice with her breakfast. She believed it helped her wake up her system. But something wasn't right. She was exhausted before noon. Her joints ached, and she noticed her legs weren't as strong on her daily walks. After tracking her diet, her nutritionist made the connection. The juice she trusted was silently spiking her blood sugar and contributing to fatigue, inflammation, and muscle weakness. Gloria made a switch. She replaced her juice with a smoothie made from spinach, frozen berries, and a scoop of plant-based protein. Within days, her energy stabilized, her walks felt easier, and the soreness began to fade, all because she stopped drinking her sugar and started feeding her body what it really needed. Why fruit juice is a senior health trap? No fiber equals rapid sugar absorption. Too much fructose equals liver overload, gives insulin resistance, gives weight gain. No satiety equals you feel hungry again sooner, gives risk of overeating, contributes to sarcopenia by shifting focus away from muscle repair, and even if the label says no added sugar, natural sugar is still sugar. Without fiber, it slams into your bloodstream like a tidal wave. There's a better choice: whole fruits and smart smoothies. If you love fruit, great, don't stop eating it, but eat the whole fruit, not just the juice. Here's what works better. Whole fruits like berries, apples, oranges, green smoothies made with spinach, banana, protein powder, and unsweetened almond milk infused water with lemon, cucumber, or mint for hydration, warm herbal teas to ease digestion and hydrate the muscles. These options hydrate without the sugar spike and provide essential fiber, antioxidants, and steady energy. So next time you're tempted by that glass of juice, ask yourself, is this fueling my strength or flooding my system with sugar? Stick with us, because in the next section, we're heading into even trickier territory. A food that's marketed as healthy, especially for women. It's low-fat, easy to digest, but it may be robbing your body of the exact nutrients you need to keep your muscles strong. Stay with us. You'll want to hear the truth about low-fat yogurt. It sits quietly in your fridge, soft, cold, and labeled with words that sound comforting. Low-fat, heart-healthy. You open the lid expecting nourishment. But what you may actually be doing is stripping your body of the very nutrients it needs to stay strong. Let us talk about a common morning mistake, especially for seniors trying to eat light or watch their weight. The worst breakfast food number 3, low-fat yogurt. A dairy mistake that robs your muscles of protein and healthy fats. Yogurt is often praised for being a smart breakfast, and it can be, when you choose the right kind. But the low-fat versions, they're a nutritional trap. When yogurt is processed to remove fat, something else usually sneaks in to replace it: sugar. Of it. The result, a breakfast that looks healthy, but actually causes blood sugar spikes, increased fatigue, reduced nutrient absorption, and worst of all, weakened muscle recovery. Why seniors need fat after 60. Your body doesn't absorb vitamins the way it used to. Vitamins like D, A, E, and K, all crucial for bone density, immune function, and muscle strength, require fat to be absorbed. So when you eat low-fat yogurt, you're removing the very thing your body needs to absorb nutrients that keep you strong. Plus, healthy fats are essential for fueling your muscles, preventing joint pain, balancing hormones, stabilizing energy levels and the protein content. In many low-fat yogurts, it's just not enough to support muscle preservation, especially in older adults at risk of sarcopenia. Phil's story, a dairy choice that made all the difference. Phyllis Phil Washington. A 75-year-old retired teacher from Charlotte, North Carolina, had been eating low-fat strawberry yogurt every morning. It felt like the right thing. Light, easy, convenient. But over time, Phil noticed something odd. She was gaining weight, even though she was eating less. Her energy dropped, and her legs felt heavy after even the shortest walk. After meeting with a dietitian, she learned that the low-fat yogurt she trusted was actually high in sugar and too low in fat and protein. The two things her body desperately needed. She made one small change, switched to plain, full-fat Greek yogurt, added a few chopped walnuts and a drizzle of honey, and the change? Remarkable. Her stamina returned, her afternoon fatigue lessened, and her body finally felt like it was rebuilding, not just running on empty. The science behind the fat-protein balance muscle maintenance isn't just about working out. It's about providing raw materials, like amino acids and healthy fats, that the body uses to repair and grow. When seniors skip those nutrients, especially in the morning, they enter the day in a deficit the body often pays for in the form of muscle loss, joint inflammation, mood swings, energy crashes, and what started as a light breakfast becomes a heavy burden on the body. What to eat instead? Choose a full-fat, unsweetened Greek yogurt, ideally organic, with live probiotic cultures. Top it with fresh berries, nuts, or seeds, a sprinkle of cinnamon. This simple bowl transforms into a muscle-building, gut-soothing, and energy-sustaining breakfast. Perfect for seniors who want to stay active and strong. Low-fat doesn't mean healthy. And when it comes to yogurt, it may mean the exact opposite. So tomorrow morning, when you reach into the fridge, ask yourself, am I feeding my strength or just following a label? Stick with us, because in the next section, we uncover one of the sneakiest breakfast pitfalls of all. It looks soft, smells sweet, and feels like comfort, but it may be the reason your muscles feel weaker and your morning walk feels harder. Stay with us. We're about to talk muffins. What happens after a muffin breakfast? Sugar and flour digest fast, spiking your glucose. You feel energized. For a moment, then your body crashes. Insulin spikes. Inflammation increases. And instead of repairing muscle, your body scrambles to fix the sugar storm. You feel sluggish. Your legs feel heavy. Your brain feels foggy. And worst of all, you're hungry again just an hour later. Vera's story. A soft muffin, a stiff morning. Vera Harding, 72, was a retired nurse in Minneapolis. She loved her daily ritual, a blueberry muffin and a coffee on the porch. It felt gentle, familiar. But her body was telling another story. She noticed increased muscle cramps, fatigue, and a strange stiffness in her hips, especially after her morning walks. After talking with her doctor, she made a simple change. She swapped the muffin for a slice of whole grain toast, half an avocado, and a hard-boiled egg. The result? Her cramps eased. Her mornings felt lighter. and for the first time in years, her energy stayed with her past breakfast. Why muffins hurt senior muscles. Refined carbs cause glucose surges that damage insulin sensitivity. No protein gives your muscles don't get what they need to rebuild. High in omega-6 fats gives increased inflammation and slow recovery. Trigger cravings gives increased total daily calorie load without nutrient benefit. These effects aren't just temporary. Over time, they can accelerate sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that robs independence and mobility. And sadly, most seniors never connect that stiff morning feeling with the muffin they ate just an hour before. Smarter start. Strong food, not sweet food. Here's what to eat instead. Whole grain toast. For steady energy, mashed avocado. For healthy fat, potassium and fiber, a poached or boiled egg. For high-quality muscle-supporting protein, you can also try because in the next part, we'll reveal the 4 best breakfast foods every senior should add right now, beginning with a humble powerhouse that sits in nearly every kitchen: whole grains. Don't go anywhere. Let's pause for a moment. Forget the fancy labels. Forget what's trending. Forget what the commercials tell you to eat. And think instead about this. What if your strength could be rebuilt every single morning, one bite at a time? Not with sugar.
Not with empty calories.
But with a slow-burning, muscle-loving, deeply nourishing fuel. Let's begin with the quiet hero of breakfast. It doesn't come in a shiny package. It doesn't need a mascot on a box. But it does hold the power to transform your mornings and your muscles. The best breakfast food, number 1. Whole grains, a nutritious, fiber-rich base that boosts energy and supports muscle health. Whole grains are one of nature's most complete foods. They're gentle, grounding, and incredibly powerful, especially for seniors. Unlike refined grains that are stripped of their nutrients, whole grains keep all 3 parts of the grain: the bran, the germ, the endosperm. This trio delivers steady fuel, stronger muscles, and better digestion, the 3 pillars of strength as we age. Why whole grains work so well for seniors? After 60, digestion slows. Blood sugar becomes more sensitive. Muscles need more support. Whole grains respond to every one of those needs. Fiber helps regulate bowel movements and improves gut health. B vitamins aid in energy production and muscle. Pair iron and magnesium support oxygen flow and nerve muscle function. Complex carbs digest slowly, preventing sugar crashes and cravings. Instead of a sugar spike, you get a smooth, steady release of energy that lasts for hours. Claire's story, a simple switch that changed her day. Claire Martin, 78, from Salt Lake City, had eaten white toast with jam for years. It was what I always did, she said. I liked it. It was easy. But over time, she noticed more afternoon crashes, sluggish digestion, and low motivation to get outside and walk. Her daughter suggested a change: steel-cut oats, topped with almond butter and chopped apples. Claire was skeptical. But it wasn't. It was warm, satisfying, and after a week something shifted. Her energy stayed with her. She no longer needed an afternoon nap. And her digestion. It's the best it's been in years, she said. Best whole grain breakfast ideas for seniors: steel-cut or rolled oats, slow digesting. Fiber-rich and naturally heart-healthy quinoa. Complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids. Great for muscle recovery: whole wheat toast pair with avocado or nut butter for healthy fat and fiber. Overnight oats. Soaked oats with chia seeds, cinnamon, and berries for a ready-to-eat powerhouse brown rice breakfast bowl, warmed with greens. A poached egg and olive oil. Savory, grounding, deeply nourishing. Each of these meals provides what your aging body craves: nutrient density, a steady energy, and support for muscle integrity. And they're gentle on digestion. No bloating, no sugar spikes, no energy crashes. From the science desk, studies show that seniors who eat whole grains regularly have lower inflammation markers, better glucose control, higher muscle mass retention, improved gut microbiome diversity, that means more strength, more balance, more independence, not from a pill, not from a powder, but from the grain of the earth. So tomorrow, before you reach for toast made from white flour or a quick bowl of instant cereal, ask yourself, what would serve me better? Right now and later today, because the best breakfast doesn't just fill you up, it fills you out. With real strength, real stability, and real nourishment. Stick with us. Because in the next part, we're adding a creamy, green, and surprising ally to your breakfast table. It's not just for toast. It's not just trendy. It's avocado. And it may be your strongest weapon against muscle pain and energy dips after 60. Stay with us. It's soft, it's green, and when sliced open, it reveals a richness that goes far beyond flavor. For many seniors, it's just something young people put on toast. But the truth? Avocado is one of the most powerful foods for aging muscles. And if you've been struggling with sore joints, low energy, or mid-morning hunger, this creamy fruit might be your quiet cure. It's the best breakfast food number 2. Avocados. A creamy source of healthy fats that support muscle recovery, and energy fat often gets a bad reputation. But not all fats are created equal. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that reduce inflammation, support heart health, and fuel the muscles instead of storing fat. Damned for seniors. Those fats are vital. Why? Because after 60, our bodies struggle to absorb certain vitamins. Lose collagen and muscle elasticity, are more prone to joint stiffness and fatigue. Avocados help solve all three. They're packed with vitamin E, reduces joint inflammation, potassium, balances electrolytes, and prevents cramps. Magnesium supports nerve function and muscle relaxation. Fiber stabilizes blood sugar and improves digestion. And unlike sugar-laden breakfasts, avocados provide slow, steady fuel that keeps you feeling full without the crash. Marty's story. The morning boost she didn't expect. Marty Stevens, 74, a retired librarian from Madison, Wisconsin, always considered herself a healthy eater. But as the years passed, she noticed a new pattern. She would wake up hungry, eat her usual toast and jam, feel tired again before 10 a.m. Her energy dipped, her legs ached after walking, and she started skipping her morning stretch altogether. Until her granddaughter, a nutrition student, suggested she try something different. Just one slice of whole grain toast, she said, but with mashed avocado and a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds. Marty gave it a try, and within a week, she was back to walking. No soreness, no slumps, just steady energy that carried her through the morning and into the garden she loved. I used to think breakfast needed to be sweet, she said. Now, I think it just needs to be smart. Why avocados are a muscle ally after 60: reduce inflammation in muscles and joints, support absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, boost brain health and clarity, provide long-lasting satiety, gives reduced cravings and snacking, prevent cramps, gives thanks to potassium and magnesium, unlike processed fats found in muffins or pastries. Avocado fats actually help your body heal and rebuild. They don't just fill you up, they fuel you forward. Easy ways to add avocado to breakfast. Avocado toast on whole grain bread, topped with poached egg or tomato blended into smoothies for creaminess and healthy fats. Sliced alongside eggs and berries for a balanced plate, mashed into oatmeal with lemon and a pinch of salt. Surprising, savory, and satisfying. And if you're new to avocado, let's start with just half. That's often more than enough to make a difference, in taste and in strength. From the science desk, recent studies show that diets rich in monounsaturated fats, like those in avocado, are linked to improved muscle protein synthesis, lower rates of frailty in seniors, better balance and mobility, reduced post-exercise soreness. So if your muscles feel tired, if your knees ache, if you're reaching for sugar to wake you up, try avocado instead. Because breakfast isn't about being fancy, it's about being functional. And for seniors, avocado is functional fuel, healing, nourishing, and deeply restorative. Tomorrow morning, when you slice it open and see that soft green glow, know that what you're holding isn't just a fruit. It's a quiet strength, waiting to be welcomed in. Stick with us. Because in the next part, we're bringing in a timeless powerhouse that supports your muscles like no other. It's round. It's golden. It's humble. And it's the single best protein source to begin your day strong. Stay with us. We're about to talk eggs. You've cracked them open 1,000 times. Maybe it was during your morning routine. That quiet rhythm of warming the pan, breaking the shell, and watching the yellow center bloom. Or maybe it was in someone else's hands. A parent, a spouse, a child, learning how to flip the perfect omelet. Eggs have always been there. Simple, familiar, ordinary. But what if they're not ordinary at all? What if this everyday food, this small golden globe, holds the key to strength, stability, and stamina in your 60s, 70s? The best breakfast food number 3, eggs, a protein-packed classic that supports muscle health and recovery. When it comes to rebuilding aging muscles, protein is king, and eggs are one of the most complete and efficient protein sources nature offers. Each egg contains all 9 essential amino acids, the building blocks of muscle, about 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein, vitamin D, crucial for muscle function and bone strength. Choline supports brain health and nerve signaling, healthy fats to stabilize energy and fuel movement. And all of this comes in just 70 calories. No sugar, no additives, no nonsense. Walt's story, from weak legs to strong steps. Walt Patterson, 79, a retired architect from Portland, had always loved oatmeal for breakfast. But as time passed, he noticed something troubling. Climbing stairs became harder. Carrying groceries left him winded, and his once firm grip started to soften. His doctor asked a simple question: "Are you getting enough complete protein, especially in the morning?" Walt didn't think so. So he made a switch. Every morning, alongside his oats, he added 2 eggs, sometimes poached, sometimes scrambled with spinach. Within a month, his balance improved, his muscle strength returned, and his confidence grew. It wasn't magic, he said. It was just real food. Why eggs are essential for seniors: stimulate muscle protein synthesis, helping rebuild what aging takes away. Support joint stability and mobility, prevent sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, regulate appetite, reducing unhealthy cravings, balance blood sugar, no crashes, just clean energy. And perhaps most importantly, they're easy to prepare. No blender, no fancy ingredients, just a pan, a little oil, and a few minutes. Best ways to add eggs to breakfast: soft-boiled or poached with whole grain toast, scrambled with spinach, mushrooms, or tomatoes, hard-boiled ahead of time for a quick protein boost. Omelet with herbs and avocado for a muscle-loving combo. Pairing eggs with fiber and healthy fat makes for a perfectly balanced breakfast. It's one that fuels muscles and steadies energy for hours. The Science Desk. Aging bodies need more protein, not less. Experts recommend seniors get at least 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal to maintain muscle. Starting your day with eggs ensures you don't fall behind. Before you've even had your first cup of tea, and unlike many meat options, eggs are easier to chew, gentler on digestion, and more versatile in flavor. So tomorrow morning, as you stand in your kitchen, don't overlook what's already in your fridge. Because inside that smooth shell is something powerful. Not just protein, not just nutrients, but a path back to strength, one bite at a time. Stick with us, because in the final part of this journey, we're adding a sweet, colorful, and antioxidant-rich ally to your breakfast plate. It's nature's dessert, but also a muscle defender: berries. Yes, those tiny gems may hold the secret to better recovery, less pain, and longer-lasting energy. Stay with us. They're small, colorful, sweet in the most natural way. And for years, they've been sitting quietly on top of yogurt bowls or tucked into oatmeal. Loved for their flavor, but rarely praised for their power. But for seniors, these tiny fruits may just be one of the most important breakfast additions of all. Because they don't just taste good, they fight. They fight inflammation. They fight fatigue. They fight the silent wear and tear of aging muscles. Let's talk about berries. The best breakfast food, number 4. Berries, a nutrient-packed powerhouse that supports muscle health and recovery, whether it's blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, or blackberries. These fruits are bursting with antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, which reduce oxidative stress. Vitamin C supports collagen for tendons, joints, and muscle tissue. Fiber slows digestion, balances blood sugar, and supports gut health, natural sugars, gentle, balanced. And supported by fiber, and unlike refined sugar, the sweetness in berries comes with protection, not problems. Maggie's story, a garden lover's secret weapon. Margaret Maggie Ferguson, 78, was a retired high school teacher from Tucson. She loved gardening, but lately it had become harder. Her arms ached after pulling weeds. Her legs stiffened after crouching, and recovery, it took days instead of hours. Maggie thought it was just part of aging, till she watched a video about antioxidants and inflammation, and decided to give berries a try. Each morning, she added a cup of fresh blueberries to her oatmeal. 2 weeks later, something shifted. Her hands didn't ache as much. Her legs felt lighter, and for the first time in months. She spent a whole morning in the garden without needing to lie down afterward. "It's a small thing," she said, "but it's made a huge difference." Why berries work so well for seniors? Combat inflammation in muscles and joints, protect muscle fibers from oxidative stress and age-related damage, improve circulation, delivering more oxygen to muscle tissue. Support tendon and ligament strength via collagen production, enhance digestion, supporting the gut-muscle connection. When paired with protein and healthy fat, berries become a perfect finishing touch to your breakfast, adding flavor and function. Easy ways to add berries to breakfast. Top your oatmeal with fresh or frozen blueberries. Mix into Greek yogurt with chia seeds and almonds. Blend into smoothies with avocado. Spinach and protein powder sprinkle onto whole grain waffles or pancakes. Fresh, frozen, or freeze-dried. All berries bring value. And because they're low in sugar and high in fiber, they're diabetes-friendly, gut-friendly, and muscle-friendly. From the science desk, a growing body of research shows that diets rich in flavonoids, like those found in berries, are linked to faster muscle recovery after physical activity, lower inflammation markers in seniors, improved cognitive function, stronger grip strength and balance in older adults. That's not just about living longer. It's about living stronger. So tomorrow, when you pass the berries in your fridge or freezer, don't think of them as a garnish. Think of them as guardians, tiny, beautiful, and mighty. Because sometimes the smallest things make the biggest difference. Final words. Your morning has power. Let's take a moment to breathe it all in. We began this journey uncovering the 4 common breakfast mistakes that quietly harm seniors. Sugary cereals, fruit juices, low-fat yogurts, muffins, and we replaced them with 4 foods that rebuild your body. Whole grains, avocados, eggs, berries, these aren't fads. They aren't tricks. They read just the right foods at the right time for the right stage of life. Because breakfast isn't just about what you eat. It's about what you become after you eat it. More balanced, more stable, more alive. So tomorrow morning, ask yourself, am I feeding the version of me I want to be? Strong, energized, independent. That version of you is still here, still growing, still rising. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment and let us know. What S1 breakfast change you'll try tomorrow? And if you haven't already, subscribe to Senior Wellness, where nourishment meets wisdom, and every meal moves you forward. Because you don't just deserve food that fills you, you deserve food that makes you strong again.